and we'll roll the old printing press along. We'll roll the old printing press along. We'll roll the old printing press along, and we'll all hang out in kind. Well, howdy, folks. I always hate it when I slightly mess up the intro, but howdy, folks. It's Johan, and we are back with some Celeste. There's the flip. Thank you, Ollie. Welcome in, everyone. Got lots of folks here. Glad to see everyone. But yeah, we'll be continuing on with some 6C, and we will hydrate. Thank you. Yes, assassin, no. It is a very good spelling. Yee! I miss y'all too. I'm very sorry. I have had a lot cooking, and I still have a lot cooking, so we'll see how stuff is continuing. Interviews and such are chugging along, and now I've also got some like fairly intense planning of some stuff coming down the pipeline of life events. So it's all fun. I'm busy and exhausted, but trying. Oh, yes, I did see that example. I did also listen. I'm impressed with your pronunciation, Skull Glitch. I was a while back, I was looking into Phyrexian a lot when I started streaming, because I thought it would be really fun to make a speech to text to speech Phyrexian translator so that I could like do magic streams in Phyrexian, do Phyrexian Fridays or something. I thought would be very fun, but never got around to it. I got along fairly far, but I couldn't figure out how to make the vowels work in the thing I was doing, and I realized that there weren't any cheap speech-to-text programs that I could use effectively. Basically, Alyssa's dream, she was basically the US president and constantly avoiding doing anything important by just constantly responding to emails or random folksmen. Oh, so that was what me as president would be in your dream? I mean, fair. But yeah, no. The thought of being in any sort of position of political power utterly terrifies me. You're reading Babel. Like, the story of the Tower of Babel? Or... It's made your Undertale mod way too hard. I'm somewhat unsurprised, Robert. Boop. Johan been when being a father. Nervous. Yes, I would be. Oh, the Library of Babel. Oh, oh wait. Oh, it's a book by R.F. Kuang. Huh. I'm not familiar with it. Library of Babel. Because I do remember... Oh, the short story? Okay, it is. I didn't realize that was... Okay, yes, I am familiar with this. There was actually a Cholera Kaput, who was one of the like earlier folks that was hanging out with us way back in the Night in the Woods days. Was actually really into that story and shared that, I believe. Really like brainstorming card mechanics for your custom cards, yeah. It seems super fun. What's the Library of Babel? It's a short story about basically an infinite library that contains a book with every possible combination of a certain, like, number of pages, I believe, at a certain, like, font size. And just sort of talking about people existing in that space. No, this one? It's a big book? Wait, what? Falling down the stairs, just be ink flowing over the stairs? Yes, but Meathan does thump a lot. You need book recommendations so you can build a Kindle library. I will think on this. A lot of the books I've been reading recently are sci-fi ones. I'm not sure how folks would feel about those, but so Library of Babel, and then Kuang, you said. Boop, boop, boop. R.F. Kuang from a linguistic perspective. Oh wow, okay. Fascinating. No, I have not heard of that larger one. There is a neat short story. Love Jorge Luis Borges? I'm not sure the proper pronunciation there, but what kind of Argentine short story writer and essayist? Oh, library. Okay. Yes. Okay. me moving slowly. It's just babble. Has fantasy elements. Okay. Brain. But yeah, I don't know, book recommendations. So I've been going through, yeah, some like science fiction that I've been interested in. A lot. YouTube channel I highly recommend to anyone is Extra History. Whoop. Who also does a series called Extra Sci-Fi, and every one of those books that I have read has been very good. Do also love the story, the Tower of Babel story from the Bible. Fair enough. I like it a lot more after playing through Chants of Sonar. You can say hello in Phyrexian? Oh god, yeah, I do not know. I mean, that's using one of the transliterations, right? Bigger one on the website is a practical example of the thought experiment described in a short story. Oh. Okay. Neat. But, okay. Organizing my thoughts. So, basically, the Extra Sci-Fi series, I can try and pull together a list of the stuff they mentioned that's, like, actual larger books on that, but, like, I think I've recently mentioned, Stand on Zanzibar, which was very dense, and I don't know if I would actually necessarily recommend it as a good read, so probably not that one. I did just finish Brave New World. 1984 was also good. I'm waiting on Earth Abides, I'm very interested in. Canticle for Leibowitz was a lot, but I found generally quite interesting. What else? What are some other good ones? Undertale spoiler, would doing the Sans fight and passages be too cruel? Mayhap. The other favorite Bible passages are Jacob and Esau, and of course the Binding of Isaac. Yeah, yeah. Man, why would you like the Binding of Isaac bit? Yeah, no, I will try and type it up a bit. Part of it, I have a really hard time just like pulling things out of the aether that I have read and such, but I'll go back. I've been trying to like go back and make a list of books that I have like read and enjoyed, as well as like shows that I've consumed. So I'll see what I can pull from there. Boop. But yeah, no, I can definitely come up with a few, but it's certainly been a while on quite a few. You want to speak Phyrexian, you need to learn the International Phonetic Alphabet. I worked on that at one point. But eventually stopped, unfortunately. Hello, Noble. Noble? Nobo. The Noble Nobo. About the one where God sent the two she-bears to kill some kids that made fun of the guy for being bald? Oh, yes. You have a book for every possible book, and you give them all an individual index number. Would the simplest, shortest, and easiest way to do this just be naming the book its exact contents? Well, since it has a variation of, since some of them will vary in, like, one spot, I don't know. This is a good question. I would need to muse on that. Boop. Hehehe. You doing okay, Nobo? Because I assume, like, so we're thinking about, like, unique identifiers. Da Johan, indeed. Thank you, Alyssa, for the kind donation, and welcome in, Tim. Good to see you. I heard that you are streaming less at the moment because you are also having some big life changes, figuring out new apartment and such. You are in fact crying, actually. No. Well, hopefully, I'm going to choose to be impressed that your tears are typing out such things. I'm assuming that's not what's happening, but I still choose to be impressed. Yes, getting the key Wednesday. Nice! Super cool. Brief recommendation. Not that I think you would, but don't get excited and post a picture of the key in any social media. I only say this because I've known several people who have, say, started a small business and then done so, not understanding that that makes it very easy to duplicate the key. But no, that's super exciting. You got key for new apartment Wednesday. I've got preliminary interview for a cool job position Wednesday. Woo! Thank you so much for the subscription. You will not. Good. Good. I am glad. I did see that you posted those 10 more. I did not. I looked at them and my brain just went, those sure are patterns for the moment. So I will go back and look at them again, but my brain was apparently just having none of it. Right. The Wounce. It's been a bit. I love when my brain sometimes does that. Man, I had a couple of friends have been trying to get me exposed to, like, more rap, because that's a genre I haven't listened to a whole bunch of. And I was surprised they found a couple of ones that I'm like, oh, okay, I can kind of get behind this, but there were a lot where my brain just went, nope, this is not something I'm used to. How dare. If you don't understand an image, the file name is the word you based it on. Gotcha, okay. Oh, Phyrexian. Phyrexian is a conlang from Magic the Gathering. It's spoken by a race of horrifying, shambling machine creatures. Blah. Yeah, Magic is fun, although I'm shaking my fist at the future of it. You feel like screaming, but not. Don't know if it's exactly what you mean, but I have definitely had a number of times where I felt like screaming would be nice, but basically too embarrassed slash just like did not feel like I was in a position where I actually could. Highly recommend going on walks or just like a little bit of exercise for that has been what's usually helped me through those kinds of things. Johan, the more I listen to you talk, the more you sound like I'm not a real Wait, huh? How so? What? Thank you for the flip. What are those adorable little creatures? Take energy. Oh, take energy. Amazing. It's an actual conlang. Like, can you learn to speak it? Yes, somewhat. There's still a lot that we don't know, but we do have writing examples. There is a vocab of it in addition to... Wait, it didn't flip? Hold up. Hold up. Okay, well, we can at least do... why didn't it flip the first time? Goodness. But yes, so they have a language structure for it, and in addition, they do actually have vocabulary and grammar for it. I know, without the sound. But yeah, I believe it is an actual proper conlang. It is one that you can learn to speak in. There's internal design documents that have more of the language than we are currently privy to, basically. But people are working on translating bits and pieces that we've seen in things. Would you rather have to wear the same outfit for a week straight, every week, even underwear, or only being able to wear any type of clothing for 2 hours at a time, meaning you would have to take pairs of clothing with you everywhere you go? You know? Oh, weirdly tough, because I have, like, a pathologic hatred of, carrying, like, too many clothes. When I, like, went to college, I carried exactly a week's worth of clothes with me. Sorry, that's false. I had 8 days worth of clothes because I figured might as well have 1 day of slop. It drives me insane to have an excess of them. On the other hand, for depression reasons, I have definitely stayed in the exact same outfit for over a month at a time before. Not, to be clear, when I was interacting with anyone from the public. Which, having done that, that is utterly miserable, and I would not want to do that, especially, like, interacting with public life. So I think I'd rather have to do the like, change every 2 hours, but I would still be utterly miserable? Ugh. I would rather not, but I think probably the changing. Bro poops his pants on Tuesday. Pardon? Started making a, conlang in 2008 and have made basically zero progress over the years. I mean, it seems like a lot. I barely make progress on, like, a game concept. I can't imagine a whole language. I could probably whip one out in, like, a week if you really want to. I mean, I feel like that's true of a lot of creative pursuits. You can do them in a short burst of time, but will you ever do that? And thank you for the hydrate. Related to In Stars and Time. I don't think I'm familiar. Are the Seasides going, by the way? I haven't seen except for the YouTube videos. I think they're going pretty well. So we're on 6C. We've been, like, you know, we do get stuck on them. But I think it's been a fairly good process of recognizing when I'm, like, getting to the point of, like, utter frustration. And, like, just going, nope, I'm not just going to sit here for 3 hours getting more and more frustrated and, like, learning to take it slow. I think we've made pretty reasonable progress. Sometimes it takes multiple streams to get through one. The other day we got through 2 of them in one stream, so, like, yeah, I don't know. I think overall pretty good. Yeah, that's the hope. Hey, welcome in, Sigma. Hey, 6C Johan. That I am. Johan Tail, Yeah, like, I know for a fact I can make a game in 3 days, but at the same time, there are several games I've been meaning to make and just don't. Yep. Man, yeah, games are something I think I've mentioned. I have a lot of concepts that I would like to make. I've been rewatching a whole bunch of Tabletop with Will Wheaton. And I've got an idea kicking around that I think is just, like, it's very simple and it's nowhere near on the scale of the things I would like to make, but it's like, this is just simple enough that I can probably do something. So I wanna take a crack at it. Okay, I know we're supposed to bounce there, but I keep going for the dash crystal, or the stamina crystal, which is probably just strictly incorrect. But your ink is looking quite healthy today. Hope I've been doing well. Thank you. It's not often that someone compliments my ink. But no, I'm actually doing fairly well. I'll chat a bit more. I'm trying to keep up with all of the different threads. Canned meatballs are nice. In, like, that sort of, like, weird in that sort of weird way. Not too stressed about job stuff. No, I'm not too stressed out about job stuff. I'm stressed out about having job stuff and a whole bunch of other things that I'm also having to figure out, because, like, I've got a week in a couple of months that I need to plan for like a wedding and such. Not mine, to be clear. Which is a little stressful with new jobs, but I'm hoping, I think because if I do get any of these new positions, it would still be at the same organization, just in a different area. I think my vacation would roll over. But it's still just, like, a weird bit to juggle on top of everything else. Oh, so I need the dash crystal too. Great. Otherwise too far away to perform the wounds. Okay, so I just need to figure out how to maintain that dash with it. Oh, wait. Vacation. Or I guess just generally PTO. Paid time off. Because I'm currently working the kind of job where you can potentially take some unpaid days. But I'm looking at moving into jobs where unpaid days are not exactly super friendly. My comments are always 100% on topic. Oh, certainly. Just, we've got several different topics. So, up, fall down, right, dash up, wounds. Yeah. Gotcha. The spikes, though. That you could YOLO straight to the wounds, but you would have to boost properly, and even then you'll just be going so fast that, yeah. Quite possible. Remind me of Clefairy game in Nintendo 64 Pokemon Stadium in minigames. Just being tiny cute? Yes. Feeling when the message gets skipped? No! Also, for some reason, never knew I did separate YouTube videos, so I watched— oh, the person— oh, yay! Oh, that's awesome! Yeah, no, that's— I didn't do a whole lot of those. I did like 1 or 2 a while back. Now that I've been streaming less, I've been trying to do more of those. I did almost none last week, cause what? But yeah, now that I don't have as much time where I'm like, I can set aside this chunk of hours during the day to sit down and do this. I'm like, YouTube, I can at the very least like find an hour here, an hour there, and hopefully string some stuff together. So that's, I think, where I'm sort of ultimately moving with a lot of stuff. But I still want to be like Celeste. We're gonna play through and finish that out on stream. And definitely do a little bit of Celeste net. I want to do a little more Rhythm Doctor and more Lingo on stream because I think those are super great stream games. And I picked up The Witness, which is something that I think would also be very good for hanging out on stream. But I think for a lot of the other games that I'm like, sort of the things that were more in the vein of like Hollow Knight and Nier, those I'm taking to YouTube. Human brains are very good at multitasking. Then I guess I am not a human. Do I want to see the lamest party trick ever? Sure. Did it backflip? Wait. I wasn't paying attention to whether or not I myself did a backflip. I could not feel the wind rushing by my ink. I did? Okay. Phew. You know, sometimes your body's just so well trained that you backflip and you don't even notice, you know? Well, I mean, it varies for definitions of multitasking, because things like breathing and such those are handled by some of the, like, oh god, what's it called? The hindbrain? Basically, the very basal brain structures that they are not things that are entering into conscious thought. They are not autonomic, I shouldn't say words. They are reflexes. They're not conscious things that you're doing. Second streamer currently watching will be starting a Witness playthrough. I mean, it will take a while for us to get there, but that is the thought. Yes, exactly. Amygdala does that stuff. You're an Inkblot. Exactly. Been a long time since you just binged through a book. You love it? Hell yeah. Woo! Bum bum bum. I haven't. Okay, taking a moment. Putting a pause in to just yap a bit, but yeah, no, I've been quite busy and like just stressing myself out with like adulty things, which are not like, it's not like these are reasonable tasks for people that people do with a 40-hour-a-week job, which I certainly don't have. So like, wah, but still been, oh god, still been personally stressing myself out a bit. But I've been trying to take a little bit of time. I've been hanging out with some IRL friends. Unfortunately, no, actually, I did do a little bit of an IRL hangout, which was nice because it's been a while. But also just like trying to take a little more time to like go for walks because the weather's been kind of nice. I have been trying to read a little bit more. Been trying to get through some more of Yokohama shopping log. And I took the time the other day. I went, you know, it's a lovely warm afternoon. And you know what I haven't done in years? Sit on my porch and eat a popsicle. So I, with my real adult money, went out, bought some ice cream for some lovely warm evenings and some popsicles. And I sat on my porch and I ate a popsicle and just enjoyed. And that was nice. Remember to do things like that for yourself, because sometimes those are the resets you need. First night shift is going to start soon. Need to get to work. All hey. All right. Best of luck with that, Skeleglitch. Night shifts. I don't know how those are at restaurants. I've not done that. I don't know if I've known anyone who's done that, but sounds interesting. I hope it's fun. Okay. A backlog. You forget to breathe sometimes and have to manually breathe. Uh-oh. Need to clean everything? Honestly, if I get to just clean something and not be bothered, As much as I enjoy customer service, there's something really nice about that. Down, down, down. There was nothing else to do, so I'll soon begin talking again. Dinal miss me very much tonight, I should think. Dinah was— oh, Dinal. Okay. Dinah was the cat. I hope they remember her saucer of milk at tea time. Huh. There, typed from memory. Neat. Feel like our body's kind of like a computer where our conscious brain in the CPU, and then we have all these other processors running in the background doing other stuff. Human parallelism. Yeah, it's goofy because it's tough for us to— what? Yeah, no, again, sorry. If I'm ever not reading a message, I'm not ignoring folks. It's usually because either there's a lot or I'm taking a moment to say some other stuff. Because yes, I'm aware we've got the would you rather, but no, like human brain structure and how we operate is really tough because a lot of like live imaging doesn't work super well. Most of our things for understanding brain activity tend to work way better for like understanding particular brain structures in snapshots. We're basically putting chemicals in the brain that then we can take a bunch of snapshots of, but live imaging is much tougher to get any sort of real accuracy from. Pardon. So yeah, understanding exactly how our thoughts work is tough. And consciousness is also just a weird and elusive thing. But yeah, no, it is absolutely utterly fascinating, and I guess I can't really talk that much more about it because I do not recall anything that's really scientifically based. There's a lot of studies that I have seen about multitasking have basically said people think they're way better at multitasking than they actually are, because it's kind of like single processors where you're just rapidly switching between the tasks instead of actually doing two of them at once, or lumping them into one task, best we can figure, but it's tough. Remember that because you use as dummy text and test text manipulation programs you write? Ah, so it's your equivalent of like lorem ipsum or fizzbuzz. Instead of copying from the internet, just type a part of it. Absolutely. Nice. 6:30 is hands down the best time of day? Huh. I'm curious why 6:30? What's your opinion? Or why that opinion? Okay, would I rather? You can choose one of the following games, but you won't be able to play any other game ever again. An infinitely long game with an infinite amount of content that is boring and repetitive, or one really short game that is really good. Hands down, one really short game that's really good. No question. I would rather have one impactful experience that can shape a whole bunch of other things than a extraordinarily long, vapid one. Johan? What? Why ain't Inkworm? I don't know, because someone thought Wormhon was cute, but, you know, I can take different forms, and sometimes Worm is the best way to get around. Oh my god, hands down. Hey, but why 6:30? Because then the hour hand is about halfway in between 6 and 7. But yeah, that took a moment. Johan Baihan, alright. Baihan cart, or wait, Baizi? I think, yeah, I saw Sigma say, you know you've officially hit it big when you can't even keep up with chat anymore. That, or chat is just popping off. Baizi? Well, that would be with SIE to manage Carsey, right? Or mirror. Oh god. Nope. 6 is all the way down. Well, but then the minute hand is straight up. I don't think there's ever a time where both hands are actually pointed straight down, but you could probably split the difference a little better. No, I don't get it. Apparently not. It's me, Bug. Hello. And 30 is all the way down. Right, but not at the same time. Brain. Oh no. See, now I'm getting that terrible feeling. Now I'm getting the terrible feeling that there was another thought that I had that I was going to respond to, and now I've dropped it. Terrible. 6.530. Oi, very happy right now. You saw the Celeste thing you posted? Did I? Or did I skip over that? Hold up. Video games. Oh my god, from this last week! I didn't click on it because, spoilers, but I'm assuming something... Oh my god, wait, 33 days of time? No, 33 hours, okay. But, so I'm assuming some very large accomplishment. I did see the Baba in the crypt image, and I'm a little scared of why there's a Baba in a crypt. The Summit D-Sides, oh nice! That's super cool. That's super neat. That is permanently banned your account for no discernible reason. Oof. That's super cool though. Good, or not that, sorry. The Celeste thing, that's super neat. Not spoilers to me? Okay. If you want to lose all sanity, go for it. But yeah, no, our hand is always moving, so the actual optimal split would be probably closer to like 625 or somewhere in there. It's going to be, I guess it depends on like what you're trying to optimize for, but I'm picturing like the most balanced pointing down as possible. And it's going to be a bit before 630. Well, so that's going to have the minute hand facing straight down, but the hour hand a bit to the left of straight down. So if it's even just a little bit beforehand... Oh, I don't know. I don't know exactly because it still would be an overall wider angle because of the differing rates. I don't know. I think it would not be exactly 630. It might not even be a minute before for like a minimal angle split, but I think we're just working with an ill-defined problem currently. All of our hours decimals. Right now it's 16.91667. No god for God. Well, wasn't it French like post-French Revolution that they tried to move to some sort of decimal time? Shall I record you doing the last room? So you can send that to watch? Yeah, I would absolutely love to. I don't know if I'll necessarily watch it on stream, but I will certainly at least take a look, and we'll see. Maybe I will need a moment to scream, and then we can take a look. And also look at the Mario Maker things. We will keep those in our back pocket. Minute hand a bit to the right, the minute hand moves like 6 bits to the right. Or the hour hand a bit. Yes. But I don't think 630 would be exactly optimal, but again, we may be working with different definitions of optimal. Thank you for the hydrate. Boop. Bum bum bum. Big man Blastoise? Huh? I mean, Blastoise is a large lad. No! The average of the angles made by a minute hand in a line vertically passing through the center of the clock, and the hour hand at that same time is closest to pi radians? Where the average of the angles... What? I flip! Thank you. Where's the average of the... So, where the average of the angles made by a minute hand and a line passing through the center of the clock, and the hour hand in the same line is closest to pi radians. Why pi? Because pi radians, full one is 2 pi radians. So that would be trying to get 180 for the average of the angles? I don't know. Do you mean the tips of the hands being as low as possible, or the degrees between the hands and the bottom being optimal? I guess I'm looking for the smallest angle. Oh yeah, no, I'm struggling to mentally do this. It's been a while since I've done any sort of like geometry constructions, but basically, I guess to me what my brain would be most satisfied with is the angle, the smallest angle possible between the two hands, where the center line, drawing a line from the center of the clock straight down, passes through and splits it into two congruent angles. There we go. I think that's the way to say it. So basically if the clock, so smallest angle possible, I guess it's not even smallest angle possible because there's only one where a straight line down it would produce two congruent lines, I assume. I think? I may be crazy. We're gonna hypermap this, uh-oh. I see no reason why decimal times couldn't have worked. Then again, if you did 10 increments of 10 minutes, you wouldn't have a segment starting all the way left or all the way right, which maybe is an aesthetic. True. Do I read more or do I go to bed? Life is hard. Well, the thing that I've been trying to remind myself is, as opposed to the, never put off till tomorrow what you can do today, if I'm deciding between reading or sleeping, I should probably try to sleep, if I think I can sleep, because then I can wake up, early and do the reading in the morning if I feel like it, and if there's not time, it means I probably needed to sleep anyway. But how often do you need to divide an hour into 3 equal segments? Well, let's just do, isn't 12 a super compound number that a number of places have used? Also, hey, welcome in, QWERTY. Yes, we are. There's much yappage. Most of the sky is actually below us, like in Celeste, or just on Earth. Below is also a tough thing. I think 630 is optimal for angle, but not for tips. It's not at that angle is not oriented in the way I would like it, I guess. Yeah, define below, exactly. Either use half an hour or quarter of an hour, not 1/3 of an hour. This is fair, but if we did it in 12s, I mean, that's really just double 6, so not necessarily helping that much more, but that would give us halves, quarters, and thirds of an hour. So, below a place perpendicular to my body. Well, yes, then, since we live on a sphere. Oh no, okay, finally got a wall jump, but not great. Hi everyone, guy who got confused with another person previously. Once more. I do appreciate this new way of announcing yourself, T West. Welcome in. And of course the file of the video is too big for Discord. No, shakes fist. My presence here as Johan, I have Nitro for some reason, like a 1-week free trial, but so I could upload a weirdly large video to Discord, but I don't have any of those currently, I don't think. 60 also allows for fifths and tenths, and twelfths. True. Boop. Which, I mean, I assume that's part of why we think in 5... Well, actually, no, I think we think in 5-minute increments because, haha, 5 go burr. But those are twelfths. Just don't think that's a workable definition for below on a relatively spherical body. I think it works for how people conceive of themselves on a planet, but yes, like in the grand scheme of an outside observer. The 60-minute system came from the Babylonians. I'm unsurprised because I believe that they were one of the many civilizations that used a base 12 system. Because I think that was very common in a lot of like the very early like Bronze Age kind of vibe civilizations, which I know is like a very incorrect way of painting things because I believe that also includes a lot of like the early indigenous Mesoamerican ones, but like that sort of approximate level of technology and era. Read your message, then Pugs, and wondered why Pug would see that. Oi. Getting confused with Pug 2. Electric Boogaloo. Babylonians got it from the Sumerians who used a base 60 counting system. due to the number being very divisible. Yeah, and that's I know that 12 cropped up a lot for the same reason, and 60 is just even more compound, so makes sense. I imagine that was maybe a little tougher for teaching people in any sort of educational system how to count that out, because you can't just do that fingers and toes. I know there's, oh, why can't I remember? There's a really interesting counting system that I think is mostly used in like the Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia. I think. I'm not super confident, but it's a counting system that a number of cultures use over there that includes like elbows and toes and such, and has like a very prescribed way. I don't think it gets to 60. I think it gets to like 29 or something along those lines. That's just like, this is not a super convenient number for doing any sort of math, but oh, that's gonna bother me that I can't remember what it was. Don't need to divide time into 1/12. Just keeping 60 system for time was a convenience, apparently. Fair enough. I mean, yeah. And also, because I know that, oh, God, too slow. I know I saw someone mention something about, like, degrees, and correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of, like, we use seconds and minutes when describing location with coordinates sometimes, which I believe was still very common when it came to sea travel, basically nautical related mathematics, which, being a major driver of trade, would probably be something that would kind of keep that would be a good reason to keep it around, I imagine. Aliens do exist, and they got their own math. It could be entirely different from ours, and not just in base, but every symbol, their knowledge on things, and also if they even use bases at all. Yeah, I mean, math is the language that we use to describe things. I have a hard time conceiving of what the alternate would be, but yes, presumably, there are other ways to use symbols and logic to describe things, so long as the conclusions are still similar. Assuming we have correct conclusions, but two things I want to say. One, I'm working on Baba's U-level pack, which is just a bunch of levels which have nothing to do with each other. Nice! Two, more important, a random guy ripped out the metal rings of a binder and gave it to you? So you've just got metal binder rings? Cool! It's busy today. I know, we've got, I suspect it's just a combination of people's schedules lining up and it being a while, so we've got a bunch of folks have a lot of stuff to share, which is neat. But yeah, it's absolutely popping. This is like being in a cafe on a super busy day. I will not forget everyone when I'm famous, mostly because I will then be hiding in a tiny little hovel, curled up in the fetal position and going, no, no, not famous, please, God, no. One refers to a group of two things and two to a group of four, so three halves is... I mean, yeah, but that's just symbolic replacement, right? That only seems weird to us because they're using the same... that's using the same symbols to mean different things. But, like, yes, as long as the definitions are clear, you can do that. Take the chaotic evil route and measure angles and gradients? Ugh. Numbers and counting should theoretically have the same properties. Right. But, right, they may come up with different things to describe it, but it should still be something that we can translate between pretty easily. Maybe a language, but there are fundamental concepts underneath it that are just basic properties. No, exactly, yes. It is a language to describe fundamental properties in theory, so... Again, it's a language that could be translated even if it was strange. Metal part of the binder which has three rings thingy. He ripped it out, just handed it to you. Don't know why. Broken binder, now I have the metal part. A marriage proposal? I could see that. Too many purples? Yes. I mean, p-adic numbers, where the least significant digit of a number marks the most distance. Huh? Not like a singular ring. It's the metal bar. It's a really long ring. There being an infinite amount of zeros to the left instead of the right. Oop. Who created my ink? Well, as we've been seeing in the lore, which someone did ask. That was what I was going to say. Someone asked, like, new Johann lore when? I don't know. You guys have earned that. I am thinking about it, mulling it over. I have not had a sit down and type it out yet. Boop. But we will get there. It was you, Robert? Okay. Sorry, it was more than 3 seconds ago, and therefore most of it had been forgotten. Going to be good and try and go to bed early. Have fun with stream. Good night, Ollie. Thank you for hanging out. It was good hearing from you. But yeah, we will try and get that. Who made the ink? As we saw in that, probably, we don't have an exact brand name, but presumably a factory. Don't know which corporation or where from, but Carsey made the ink? Import the video to Google Drive. I have done that a number of times before as well. Ah. A warped cylinder. Still known system of writing numbers, but more archaic. Oh. P-adic number. Prime number. The p-adic numbers form an extension of the rational numbers, which is distinct from real numbers through some similar properties. P-adic numbers can be written in a form similar to, possibly, infinite decimals, but with digits based on a prime number, p rather than 10, extending to the left rather than to the right. For example, comparing the expansion of the rational number, formally a prime with a p-adic number can be defined as a series. Or 1/5 base. Oh, so it's repetitions. So, huh? This is not clicking super well, but I think what is being suggested here is that because 0, 1, and 2, so that's a base 3, and it can be written in a different form based on that. Because it's an infinitely repeating series of that? Numbers that have an infinite amount of digits, but to the left. Okay. So rather than just tacking on the 0 to the end, you can buffer it to the left. Huh. Crypt of the Necrodancer is quite an interesting game. I've heard good things about it. Oh, and that's why you saw Baba, I see. Isn't 99999 -1? Huh? Oop. Ah. Crypt of the Necrodancer does remind me. There's a game that I've got wishlisted so that I can just like keep track of if it goes on sale, but I think it was called Crypt Keeper, Crypt Master, something like that. That's basically it's word puzzles that I forget all of the details, but I need to look at it. It seemed intriguing, and I was reminded of that with that. Boop. That game's great. Crypt in the Necrodancer, or the one that I'm not remembering the name of? Got the video up with Google Drive? Nice. Yeah, it is absolutely. I have done that many times. And I go, it will be up for a period of 48 hours, and then I'm getting rid of it, because that is not staying in my Google Drive. Okay. Oh my god, it's been almost an hour? Look at what happens when we just chat. Good things, but also, dear god. I haven't even gotten one single successful ounce. Okay. Boingy. Time flies when you're having fun. Thank you for the hydrate. Oof. I find that genuinely terrifying in a very good way when it's just like, oh, time go burr. Hey, the 1 hour thing happened when I was doing 8D. Wah. Less fun for more Johan, I guess. Boop. Oh my god. Woof. I was like, an hour already? What? I know that happened a lot during Lingo for me, where it was just like, oh, 3 hours have passed. Love watching repeating footage. Basically, yeah, this is the Subway Surfers, but less skillful. Complex random generation, which is sick. Noise. We like actual, like, good different, I assume procedural generation, or, like, true. I assume it's not just true random, because that seems like a miserable play experience. That's the game based on the description. You are a cop which cannot jump, and your goal is to arrest the devil. Huh. Man, I don't have a clue, but I'm trying to think of, like, what would be a really clever bad name for that. You are a cop that can't jump, and your goal is to arrest the devil. Grounded. Grounding Satan. This is my final answer. Shotgun? What? Shotgun King? That's a chess game, though, isn't it? Too bad I suck at Necrodancer and is raging on the basic campaign. But hey, having fun. Sometimes a little rage can still be an entertaining experience. Back of my neck was so rough for some reason? Oh? Shotgun Copman. Really? Fantastic name. That is... I mean, on the nose. Boop. Hey, welcome in, Impact. They closed the bathroom at my office for 3 weeks to do a remodel, and the best I can tell, the only thing they did was replace the faucets and paint over the door. Literally everything else is the same. I don't know why that would take 3 weeks. Maybe they were trying to, like, get it done, but, like, if it's an office, I'm assuming there's, like, weird contracting bureaucracy that can happen, but that seems strange. Pipes, potentially some sort of maintenance in addition to the remodel, but yeah, that certainly, no, okay, I remembered Jammer from the shame of the other time, not remembering to do that we got the dash recharged. Oh, okay. God damn. Okay. Heart acquired, soul acquired. Oh. But yeah, that's utterly goofy. They didn't even fix the broken soap dispenser, literally just the faucets, like a $15 part from the Home Depot. Is what you're telling me here that you would have happily taken 3-week paid time off with the caveat that you had to perform whatever maintenance they did or whatever remodel, because you probably could have done it quicker, cheaper, and gotten way more pay for it? Bump, bump, bump. Copied Undertale with the yellow heart. Recommend a game, will I play it? I mean, it depends, Avon. I've got a number of things. Very basically, stream is going to be a lot more sporadic. Like, I was debating whether or not I had time today. I did, yay! Stream is kind of up in the air. I'm trying to find a good pattern with pre-records. I'm recognizing I may doing 5 videos a week may be a little overambitious. I'm still trying to figure that out. I want to, like, create a schedule for myself. I've got a backlog of games I want to do there, but if you suggest something and I'm interested in it, I may work that in. Probably to pre-records. For games on stream, currently, I think we've got a lot. I'm streaming less and more sporadically, so probably not going to chunk other things in there, but, I mean, hit me with it. I'm just not going to make a promise before I've heard anything. Time to sail the 7 seas! Exactly. This is the second time I've almost had 666, but not quite. Would have rather not had crap in a trailer for 3 weeks? That's valid. That's incredibly valid. Is free. Understood. There's also plenty of free games that I'm not interested in. So, tell me what it is, and we'll see. I was gonna say, it's... No! I think it was a good joke changing that to the sea since they have the... Yeah. No! Although, don't worry, I do the same thing frequently of, like, this would be a great, like, spoonerism. No, incorrect, wrong. Corner jump? Yeah, no. Okay. Oh, we have upward wind. Hey, can I bounce? Yes, I think. Like, in general? Oh, oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oh, goodness. Wait, where's our end goal? Oh, purple. Okay, there we go. T-West, has done some neat art for stream and such. I'm trying to remember when T-West first came in. I feel like we've had this conversation before, so I feel a bit rude for not just remembering. Random artist also got confused with the fluffy bug once, therefore I am the guy who got confused with someone else once. Woohoo! Oh, purple, yeah. Ah, uh-oh. You are a bug now. Bob is Ustream. Okay, okay. TOS cat? Terms of service? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so we... Nope. Ah. What? No, okay. But okay, I think we can make this work. I just need to do a lot more practice. Which is true of basically every Celeste level, so what insightful commentary I have just provided. Yeah. No, mwah. Okay. Straight up. Ah. Oh, wait, okay, okay, okay. This nice ice. Wounce, 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 wounce. Imagine being good at literally anything. Could not be me. Mood, though. Woohoo! Every blue named person with artist badge is bug. Obviously no way to refute this. We have no contrary evidence. Bah. I do like, so, in the early days we had Uno and Robert getting conflated with names. And now we have a new confusion, although it's a less intentional confusion. Also beat 8D literally the other day today? Oh! Oh, literally earlier to... Literally the other day today. Good job, my brain. But nice. True. Streaming good. And have fantastic editing style. Wah! Now all I have is... Oh no. Farewell D? Yeah, but just because you aren't doing something for a while does not make you suddenly not good at it. What? Darewell. Bah. Not 9D, even worse. Uh-oh. There's some mods that do that? Oh, 9B and C. Nope. Whoa. God, so, okay, so once we get up there, we have to be perfect. There's not any slack. It is 9D, and its final goodbye. Oh no. But yeah, I don't know, like, just briefly on, like, the topic of, like, being good at things. I have spent a lot of my life being way too concerned about being good at stuff, and then not actually doing some of the things. I was worried about being good at streaming. I still don't know if I could even really say I'm super good at streaming. Like, scheduling-wise and whatnot, I'm getting stressed out, and I think doing a somewhat poor job, but I did a lot and had fun along the way, and still am, right? Like, I don't know. Being good is being willing to try in a lot of cases. And being willing to, like, think critically about it and make adjustments. My definition of good? Willing to learn. Can't be mint, be golden. I need to beat the game in the worst way possible? But what is the worst way possible? The ultimate question. Not the penultimate? Nope, I need to, like, grab there and drop down. Can't be mined, be golden. The car seat for... Thank you, car seat, for the inspirational quote. Kaizo Mario hack, Swen? Huh? What's a Kaizo Mario hack? I'm assuming that's a... some version of Mario that's been hacked. I'm getting the least amount of points. Happy people in every round. Whoop. Guess what? Chicken butt. Who was asking if I'm good at wounces? Wahoo! Oh. Oh, that's evil. Yeah, hope you're good at everything. Oh, goodness. Oh, we probably need to intentionally fall there. Oh, this is utterly evil. Whew. Yeah, no, that's a neat concept, but dear God. Hacks with custom Super Mario World levels. The genre is named after an infamous hack named Kaizo Mario World. Ah! I did miss the ultimate question. Where was it? Will I beat 90 first, or will I beat Farewell first? Oh. Oh, yeah. We'll see. I suspect, at least, like, temporally, you've got a pretty good chance of beating 90 first, since I've got this and 8C to go before Farewell. But we'll see. Kaizo is Japanese for rearranged? Okay. So it's kind of like doing a funky variation on the level. I do fall at the same speed as the block? Okay. Even with that, oh dear God. Oh, uh-oh. 90, very long. You know, I was going to do like the long man reference, but then realized that saying long D-side might sound a little weird, even though I just said it for demonstration purposes. Oh, okay. You know what? Sure, we did that. It's like 3 times as long as Farewell. Oh dear God. 2.5 hours long without deaths? Oh God. So, boingy boing, boing, whoop, bo, 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 bo. Oh my no. Oh my no. Precision platforming? No. Have fun with this, thanks. Currently doing a Kaizo hack? Nice. It's pretty manageable. I'm glad for you. Yawn whimpering like a dying cat. I mean, would you expect anything less when faced with this? You can't be. Those are sounds of fear. Plain and simple. Love the pink hair? Yeah, that's when Madeline and Madeline have fused. This gameplay convinced you to get the game? Sigma? I'm impressed. That is... You are a much scarier man than I. This is the hardest room in the base game? I want the most depressed people, but too many people are happy in this game you're playing? Uh-oh. Well, you gotta try harder then. It seems easier than what I'm doing? Quite possibly. It's about the difficulty of an average D-side room. Oh dear. Okay. Okay. No, okay. I need to up right there so that I'm still getting the distance, or the height, but not as much of the distance. Okay. Nope. Also, Maddie, the creator of Celeste, has made a Kaizo hack. Oh, neat! What? There's crossover in those interest spheres? Insane. Playing on Switch, it was like, this doesn't look like that it's that hard. Oh boy. Hmm. Yeah. Want to read but also sleep? Understood. I thought that you had said you had gone to bed. My thoughts on the matter have not changed oh god, okay. Generally speaking, I think it is better to attempt the sleep and then read in the morning, but also depends on whether or not you're actually able to sleep. Another happy person. That's another point. Parrot Dash, a big Celeste content creator, used to play Mario? Ah. I mean, like, I can see where there would be some shared DNA in, like, them being platformers and whatnot, but wanted to sleep, but I still have to brush teeth and stuff. Is that the stopping block? It's all of those little tasks. Those are tough. I've taken to recognizing that a lot of times when I, like, sit down to dinner, I sometimes have a hard time, like, getting myself up and moving again, so I actually put toothpaste on my toothbrush and bring it with me, so that after dinner, I can take a little moment, rest, you know, get some water, clear out my mouth a bit, but then I can brush my teeth while I'm just sitting there, and then that also motivates me to get up afterwards, because I don't want to just sit there with toothpaste in my mouth forever. Okay, our problem there was that we needed to be more decisive. And we will hydrate, thank you. This is the room. Yes, I know, you're saying that you need to not get points, so you need less happy people, but you're just too good at bringing joy, I guess. Gotta try harder to bring misery and despair. Parrot Dash is the insane one trying to do 9D Deathless for some reason. Oh god. And get into a routine where I do all the things at around 8 so I don't get too tired to do it. This is smart. But building routines is often really tough. So, big support, and, you know, if there are ways that you can build in, like, a little grace for yourself to, like, help yourself bridge that gap, do it. So that some people have no hates or likes, I can put them into a location where they will not be happy. So there are just straight up some people that are incapable of being unhappy. Couldn't be me, but kinda sounds nice. But some are just always happy no matter what. Maybe Celeste crashes because of the 129 mods? Mayhap. Okay. But it's always a good sign when you're stumbling on the first jump. A 14.7% complete Pokédex in which game? Boing. Because surely more mods will improve the situation. No. The full TCG. Oh! Oh! The actual, like, trading card game. Neat. I still have some Pokemon cards that I have absolutely no context for, like, the value of and such. Whoa. Whoa. No. Like the art on the card so much? Neat. Oh, it's on mobile. Oh. Huh. I might need to actually mess around with that a bit then, just because I've always been curious, like, how to play the Pokemon TCG, and have just, like, never... I have no clue with like the physical cards, and have not been, like, super inclined to pick it up, but learning it digitally so that a lot of, like, the rules overhead is handled for me actually seems pretty neat. I feel like the game doesn't like that very much. 133 mods? Mobile game doesn't work, it doesn't want to log in? Sad. Looking for Pinsir and Snorlax, but haven't found them yet. And Ninetales. Yeah, I genuinely, it's been quite some time since I actually last, like, acquired Pokemon cards, but I used to, as, like, a young kid, look for them at, like, garage sales and stuff like that. And then would, like, very occasionally buy a pack because I was looking for an EX thing, and then I stopped once I finally got, I think it was a Skarmory EX. I was like, yeah! I was like, we're good now. I don't need any more. Collect cute ones? Yeah. That's reasonable. Too many forced happy people. Don't know what to say, man. Minecraft mod pack with 200 plus mods I used to play was pretty stable. I imagine it, part of that is also like, I don't know how... Minecraft seems to have been made very much with mods in mind, whereas I don't know if that was like a really huge intent of Celeste, or if, you know, that's more of just like a, we figured out how to do it. Oop. Buying of Isaac often crashes if you have like a dozen mods, sometimes without any mods at all. Dun 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 dun. Minecraft was made to be modular, at least. Made to be updated. Then I'm taking it because, like, I know I had a friend who did like a little bit of modding, and it didn't seem like it was that difficult. Remember, after 100%, a game, try to get the lowest percent you can beat a game with. Shave off all the unnecessary parts. No. Okay. Bam. Yeah. Well, it's because I remember looking at, like, modding March and finding, like, oh, wow, I've never actually really thought about how modding works, and the fact that, you know, it's not like there's a, yes, this is a mod. It's still just code and adding to the game. It's just finding ways to effectively interface with that, whether someone makes a third-party tool to facilitate that, or if you're basically just taking, like, the base code of the game and writing stuff, basically writing a new version of it. I know that there's a variety of ways of accomplishing it, even though I'm not super well versed in it. Which, yeah, I can see that differing a lot from game to game. If it's Unity, great. If it's got official modding support, even better. If it's Unreal, or custom engine, good luck. Oh god, yeah. Oh, that would be awesome. I still really think that, if that can be done, I would really like to mess around with doing, like, 2-player March options, because I still think Steam Remote Play would work super well for that, and then that would make it just, that would make it so that 2-player March could happen, which I think would be awesome. Unity is the worst. Again, I learned on Unity. I have a penchant for Unity, but I respect that there are probably overall better things out there. Unity and Godot, or Godot, God, I always forget, can usually recover almost the entire project source unless they use IL2 PP. Yes. I did see that, yeah, it has to be exported in a very particular, or has to not be exported in a particular type. And then you can do some snooping. But I never figured out how to do, well, more accurately, I never on my own figured out how to, but I know Robert was looking at something for being able to snoop the actual, like, game objects so that you could attach scripts and such. Oh, the game engine's not bad, the people who make it are. Again, like, yes, there was the whole kerfuffle with it, but where I think things have shaken out, I'm not too pissed at them. They made a fairly greedy move. But, like, the end result has been, I think, actually overall kinder to developers in a lot of ways. So, I don't know. Boop. Yeah, edit the objects themselves. Yeah. Certain panels will glitch out when rendering, and changing panel sizes didn't work either. I mean, the biggest thing with that was just fundamentally changing a monetization model after people have already committed to it sucks. But ending out with basically you can opt out of that by not upgrading further. That's still not super great, but for a non-solvent company that's having things developed on it that are pulling in massive amounts of money, Genshin, like, it's still not cool, but I can understand why they're going, hey, we need to figure out how to make some money so that we can actually keep it running. Just wish that they'd given that thought sooner. But again, I don't know how much of that is developers versus someone coming in who has air quotes business sense. Defold, which is probably the worst choice possible. Okay. Certain panels will glitch out when rendering, and changing panel sizes didn't work either, because I have enough on your plate with Witness Rando anyways. Fair enough. Level had a forced happy guy who ended for 3 levels, meaning I got 3 points just from him. Oh god. Terrible. Too much happiness. Could be worse 3D in Scratch. I've seen people do some 3D stuff in Scratch, and I was quite impressed. But you want to use it because it's Lua-based. Makes sense. You seem to really like Lua. You have some money, but we want to make more money. Well, it's, again, like, my understanding is that as a business, but again, in fairness, I have not looked into their finances too much, because I know a lot of companies basically find ways to dump earnings so that they report being unsolvent, but hey, welcome in, Magic Meowkins. How goes? 3D things in Scratch isn't easy and doesn't run well, but dang, does the finished product look great. It certainly seems like a very good flex. Pretty good, yay! Lingo 2 and Rain World Watcher DLC released this month. I did see that Lingo 2 releases this month. I still need to play the demo. Gonna have way too many games to stream for March. Dun dun dun! An absolute glut of content. Alu is in your top 2 favorite programming languages? Unsurprised. Other being Python. Yeah. I do still need to do a bit more with Python, because I still need to mess around with doing some, like, neural nets and such, just to, like, understand them, but I've not done that yet. Ah, 2 games that Solo Devs gifted to you. Oh, that's super sick. I mean, just like, even apropos of nothing, that's super awesome that folks are like, hey, you're playing games and I like your style, would you play my game? That's a super neat feeling. Remember, there was this one anime about someone being able to go back in time. I still need to find it. I feel like there are a lot of those. Two happy people that are forced, and one was here for 2 levels, meaning I'm getting 4 points that I can't stop. No, I assume that these are randomized, otherwise you would not be quite so distressed about the quantity of them. Configure, oh, a config file parser? Okay. For, like, just being able to take a config file and say, hey, here's what this has, or, like, to what end? Mycelium Heaven and figure it out. Huh. Mycelium Heaven certainly sounds interesting name. I like anything with fungus. And figure it out. Fun. You can do everything that the standard module config parser does, but it's much, much shorter. Ah. Whoop. No, these levels are all the same as I started when I 100%, it's just that I didn't realize how many are forced happy people. I see. You didn't realize how much work you didn't have to do. Restarting the phone did done it? Nice. Each world location has like 4 levels, which has a max point level. My goal is for each world to get the lowest amount. Yes. If you're making a program that can be configured, you need to parse the config file for it. Oh, brain. As in, so a config file parser that is taking a config file and then translating it into what is needed for the program. I was, for some reason, thinking about, like, taking existing config files from other sources, parsing it into a human-readable thing. Don't know why that was my assumption, but the guys who can't be sad are getting annoying. Grating on your nerves. Why can't you be unhappy? Necker Dancer low percent sounds like absolute agony. Boop. Okay, I just tried to jump rather than dash. I mean, with all of these people who are just interminably happy, like, show me their secrets. I should like to learn. Oh, okay. Frustrating, but further than we had gotten before. How is this fair? I mean, the thing is, like, fundamentally, you're still getting lowest score possible. It's just a little sad. Config. Oh, config. But with double Q's. Pronounced config. Funky. Here's I've been gifted a sub from someone. I have no idea who it is. Bum bum bum. Not the worst way for things to happen. Low percent is a run where you cannot pick up any items or upgrades at all. Basically, you have to come out at the end exactly as you came in. Oh. Oh. Oh dear. Achievements that are so torturous that several of them have a 0.1% completion rate. Ah, it is the game that eats you up and spits you out. Platinum Crypto Necker Dancer has been achieved by 19 people. Oh my god. See, funnily enough, you know what this is really making me want to do? This is making me want to go back and play more Rogue. Because, if I remember correctly, the person who made Rogue has reported that they have never actually beaten the game. Oh, there's desync? No! Got 6 points from Forced Happy People. This is the highest point count I have gotten so far from any world. No. Terrible. Need to petition the game devs to get rid of the happy folks. This character that, get this, makes all songs double BPM. You cannot miss any beat and you have one hit. Oh, yeah. Considering my Rhythm Doctor performance? No. Are you trying to suggest that the bonus wedding stage, that weddings may not have intrinsically happy people? It's 97 lines of code and defines a single function. Hey, under 100, but definitely, I guess a lot for a single function, but nice. So I can make more people sad. Okay. Character that just dances to their own rhythm. Oh my god. Why am I losing the ability to dash there? Yeah. Yeah, that would be the character I would need to do. Want to see too much code in single function? You should see my rando code. I mean, you should... I, again, could probably go find my old program that I made for doing damage calculations for a tabletop game that was... Ugh. Something something a bard, I think? Oh, the name of the offbeat character. But no, that's when... So, there was a game called Starfleet Battles that, it's like a Star Trek ship battling game, and the damage resolution involves rolling 2 die on a table every time, for every point of damage that's dealt internally to someone's ship as opposed to their shield, which got very tedious, and you also had to track, like, there were certain things on the track of the table that could only be hit once per volley, so you had to, like, keep track of that. And so me being a wee baby programmer went, oh, I could automate this in Java, and I had no concept of, like, classes and whatnot, and ended up learned just enough about classes to split the main class into, or the function? God, my brain. The main executable got split into 2 classes in the same file, just so that it didn't exceed a memory limit. 12 arguments. Whew. Oh, Yandere Simulator's code? I have heard terrible things. The wedding stage, the hardest stage, was lowest score of people who were forced to be happy. Ah. Count of 1 person and 1 point in the end. Nice. Coder reading Yandere's code will start to cry on instinct. Is that just going to become like one of those internet boogeymen? Just a story that will be traded and shared. And I remember watching videos of that game when, like, that was first something that, like, when it was first sort of starting to undergo development, and then hearing about the drama years later of like, oh my god, how many if statements do you want? Yes. Oh yeah, no, that's basically what the damage roller code was. It was heinous. 1,909 lines of code. Maybe that's a bit much. Just a bit. Oh, is this seat taken? I did not remember the name of the game, so I was just like, oh, game with happy people and sad people. Okay. Bam. No. Okay. Focus on. I want to... We're probably going to be wrapping up on the soonish end. I want to try and figure out, like, my little mini goal. Bam. Nope. Woof. 3 of the arguments it takes are other functions as well. Huh. Actually, hold up. Let's see. So we get through there. We're still struggling on this bit. It's mostly this is what's killing us. So we want to get good at that. And then we dash. It bounces us, hopefully in the right orientation. Boing, down, through. And then we have to do... Oh my god. So we have to wounce? Oh no. Goodness. We'll see. I might need to shorten the goal, but if we manage to get a wounce in, I think, off that little spike block, we'll consider that good for where we're at today. When there are like 3 forks using this code, and when I'm also in the middle of developing new features. Fair. Not the best time to overhaul. Yeah, no, that's we will definitely do that when we're sort of going like, wha. We'll happily watch the 7D video. Boop. Rereading Girls' Last Tour. Honestly, good vibes. I think that is a very, very good one for re-eating. No, I think that's a really good one, especially if you're kind of in like a blah. Do highly recommend, in addition to that, if you have not read Yokohama Shopping Log, I can... If it is of interest to you, I can DM you. I did find some stuff that had English translations of it a while back. It's a very nice, soothing story in a similar way. I'm hopeless. Now I just need to get along with that feeling. Exactly. Because, I don't know. I think I've said it before, but as someone who has also been in a position where I just kind of didn't see a forward and benefited a lot from Girls' Last Tour, I think what kind of I settled on was hoping for hope. Even if I'm not in a position where I can... Even if I'm not in a good position to feel hopeful about things, I can still hold out a hope that I will get to the point where I will feel that way. Oh god, it got banned like yesterday? Woof. Yeah, that was the resource that I'd come across a few years ago that folks had shared of it. I still am trying to track down a reasonably priced English translation of the Girls' Last Tour manga, because I would like it. Making people think I was going insane while trying to 11% a game, because conversations, man. It's like a Hydra. Cut off one head and 2 will grow in its place. Also very true. Doesn't even load the page anymore. Whoopsies. Man, I was just trying to explain to a friend the other day. Oh, yes, we will hydrate. Thank you. But trying to explain to someone who is not super familiar with the internet, roughly how it works. Because they were trying to make the argument of, basically, that, like, a lot of the big social media companies are responsible for, basically, degradation of society and such because of, like, the content that's served on them and the biases therein, which I was pointing out, look, from a moral standpoint, I don't disagree with you, but from a practical, they are private entity standpoint, I have greater concerns about how that could be accomplished without hurting a lot of other things, including, like, news institutions. But their argument, one of their big things was like, oh, but basically there's no way to get, like, other information. I'm like, have you been on the internet? Like, just because it's the most convenient and people have willingly decided to use these things, it's not the only way. You could go make something yourself. Is it going to be necessarily super successful? No, but I was realizing they didn't understand that there were alternatives to Google. And just realizing that, like, oh, more people need to understand that, like, Google is a search engine that can be accessed through a number of browsers. There are browsers other than Chrome. And if you are choosing to use it, you should be choosing to use it rather than defaulting to it. And like email, there was something I was reading the other day that was a very interesting argument about basically how email went from being this fairly individualized thing, where, you know, you could set up your own SMTP server, to something that people basically intrinsically think of as being in the domain of large companies like Google running Gmail and such. And I had not realized that apparently part of why a lot of independent email domains and such I used to see those a lot more. Apparently, part of why you don't see them as much is because if they aren't piggybacking off of one of the larger networks, they have a tendency to get blacklisted if someone in their IP block sends spam. And just simply doesn't get delivered. It gets filtered out by the larger providers, which is like, oh, that's kind of problematic. I don't know, I will not sit here and claim to have a fantastic understanding of how all of the networking on the internet works, but I think it would be good for the average person to have an understanding of, at the very least, like, how is the internet accessed, and, like, why does Tor exist? What does that actually mean? Isn't it wonderful how capitalism works? Certainly. Yep. And isn't it wonderful how we build these large complex systems and then hand over a lot of that responsibility to the large companies? Isn't currency just insane, really? In a lot of ways. It's still better than the barter system, but yeah. Surprised at lack of internet literacy in my school education? Yeah. I think we had like one class on it, that's it. Yeah, it's weird. Remember when people said the internet would be a fad and now we can watch a blob play a platform game because of it? Yes, exactly. Honestly, do wonder if having stuff taken down makes people want to upload it even more due to preservation. I do think that does happen. Like trading is just, I will say, Nobo, I genuinely kind of disagree with that. Because, like, for all of the problems with a capitalistic system, with a globalized trade system, oh my god, barter systems suck. Because, like, there's a lovely extra history video on the history of money, which I think does a fairly good recap of explaining sort of the natural flow from one thing to another. And yes, like, legitimately, a lot of it is based around a very, like, mercantile a mercantile system, right? What is a better system for this than the barter system? I mean, quite literally, money. Money is not intrinsically related to capitalism. That is one method of managing it. But yeah, currency is a means by which things are exchanged. I think you can absolutely argue that understanding currency as a resource that has intrinsic value, and the fact that we're not on like a gold standard anymore, is problematic. But currency is a fantastic innovation that allows people to have insanely greater convenience with being able to have their resources. Barter system sucks because as a fisherman, you now need to spend a lot of extra money figuring out how to preserve your resources so that you don't starve during the winter. Right? Like, the barter system introduces a lot of complications of shifting around goods, because whereas money in and of itself, currency, is basically a universal third good that... Oh man, didn't get the wounce. Girls last to our anime lied to you? Huh. Commit closed itself and had to reopen. Oh dear. Some people say crypto is going to take over, but the security issues and instability... Well, I think legitimately the biggest reason why you're not going to see crypto take over anytime soon is because it's not government-backed. Because, just generally speaking, part of what makes money something that people accept is because there's a government backing it up that is offering insurance in a lot of cases, right? A video game with a barter system rather than currency. It gets quite complicated, and you get some bartering in some situations, right? But that's typically meant as like a small enrichment challenge, right? It's to keep you entertained. Well, I think there was at least one South American country that was trying to move over to a crypto system, but I don't know a whole lot about that. But yeah, my understanding is that a lot of people like crypto because it's decentralized, is the concept. But people are going to have a really hard time trusting something that is decentralized. Also because a lot of times it's still, you know... Part of why governments exist is to try and maintain infrastructure. They succeed to varying levels. People trust them to varying levels, but generally speaking, currency is one of the things that tends to keep chugging along pretty well. So, you know, and I mean, that's not always the case, because sometimes they start printing massive amounts of it, but like, it certainly feels a lot more reliable than an anonymous group who may be reserving large quantities of it. But yeah, no, currency is a very useful thing because just legitimately, there's a lot of, like, even if you aren't talking about like the trading of labor, the trading of goods, there's a lot of goods that people produce that are seasonal. And if you don't have a stable, tangible good to store it in, that creates a lot of problems when you're in the off season. How many people use crypto decentralization kind of goes out the window. Yeah. So many centralized platforms and stuff now in crypto. Why do we have to print money? Like, why paper money as opposed to keeping it all digital? That, I will legitimately say, I can see going more and more out the window because people are starting to accept the, you know, the numbers in bank accounts that are done electronically more and more. The reason why we, air quotes, have to print money is because in a lot of cases that's still a legal requirement in governmental systems, because that's how it's been done for quite some time, and not everyone has access to these electronic systems, so it's an accessibility thing in part. But yeah, in a lot of cases, the reason for actual physical money still being around in a lot of cases is because it's a requirement and it's how we've done things. Yeah, physical stuff can break. So can digital stuff, but it breaks in different ways. But yes, like the expenditure of it, of having a mint and such. Plus, it's nice to be able to perform transactions without paying a vendor for credit card service. True. But again, it doesn't always have to be through a credit card. But yes, there is an element of being able to do trades that aren't, well, basically, it's something where sometimes you want to do something that can't be traced super well. Yep, checks, Venmo, bank transfers. I guess Venmo is a form of bank transfer. There are a number of ways of doing things. Plus, you could kind of go into a barter system, or, you know, you can buy gift cards and exchange those. Also has money. Some trades do exist, but those trades usually also use emeralds in it. Well, it's emeralds as money. That's an interesting thing. Because I mean, like, using precious metals, I guess I would concur that emeralds aren't money, because I think one of the big things to consider when we're talking about money or currency is one of the things that's really important, at least for modern currency, is the fact that it does not have intrinsic value. Right? Because, like, if it is something where if whatever is backing it crashes, if you can still do something with it or people will still accept its value, that doesn't necessarily make it not money, but that is at the very least, a very different kind of currency than we really use in the modern day. That's because, like, what they used to do with, like, gold and silver coins is, if instead of having oh, you know, this is the value of this country's coin versus yours, instead of having to look up in the tables, they went, well, I don't understand your funky currency and you don't understand mine, but we've got scales and they're both made of gold, so we will basically go and weigh how many pounds of gold I think that this transaction is worth, and that's how we'll determine that rate. We're not accepting it as currency, we're accepting it as the material good that the currency is represented by. The transaction, woohoo! So emeralds are something, precious gemstones and such, a lot of times are considered to have a sort of intrinsic value. But yeah, I guess I would be hard-pressed to really call that proper bartering, but I would also be hard-pressed to call that currency in a modern sense. I don't know exactly what I would call it, and that's not just trying to cop out, that's just, I would need to think about that more. I don't think two girls can make a baby. Jimmy Yamashita, lesbian. Emeralds can be thought of just stones, but also use money, such as this is worth blank much in gold, whatever they use, so we could say the emeralds could be a currency once they hold a value, like 1 emerald is 4 paper or something. Well, right, and there's fluctuating trade values, but again, are they valuing what the emerald represents, or are they valuing the emerald itself? Can't craft anything with emeralds, so I guess they're basically money, or people would buy them because they look cool. Right. So yeah, it's, I don't know. I get money, I don't know if I have a precise working definition of money, push comes to shove. But I would liken emeralds to a currency along the lines of, like, gold coins, or even just like paper money tied to a gold standard. It's I remember in school at one point, like very early school, one of the, like, little write a paragraph writing prompts was, what do you think is the best invention and why? And I chose money, which made the teacher scratch their head, but they did ultimately go, I mean, I guess you're not wrong, that is an invention. It's not like a recent patent or anything, but money is an invention, and it is something that is useful, so sure. But boop. Oh man. Yeah, invention is a pretty generic concept. No, exactly, and that's... I very frequently, when given an open-ended prompt, tried to find ways to make it fun. I still remember, one of the colleges I was, applying to, had a, like, had some sort of like leadership program, and you had to like pick one of 3 writing prompts to write about and submit to say, oh, here's why I think I would be a good fit. So it specifically said choose one of the 3 following prompts. They provided 2 prompts. Me, being the cheeky little blob that I am, decided to pick the 3rd prompt. I said, seeing as there is no written 3rd prompt, I believe that the 3rd prompt is blank, and just came up with a prompt that I found mildly interesting and wrote about it. I did not get into that program. I got into a 2nd one that I was applying for, so I don't know if it's just that they basically gave me the other one preferred because they thought I was a better fit, or if they were just straight up like, and threw out my application on that one, but I don't know, I had fun with that. School can sometimes suck, but if you find ways to amuse yourself, it can make it a lot nicer. What is a syllogism? Oh. You know, I earnestly could not tell you without looking that up. Most useful invention is clearly gravity? True. You know, good old Isaac Newton inventing gravity. Can't keep getting these people outsmarting our systems, the guy who was looking through the papers. Possibly. But it's like, if you say there's 3 prompts, at the very least, have 3 prompts, or have the decency to go back and at least change it so that it's not just the copy paste and you done goofed. I feel perfectly justified in poking fun at their expense on that. Thank you for the hydrate. Okay, come on. We can get 1 ounce. I believe in us. Boop. I do think it will be very interesting when we hit a point where there is no one alive who... I guess, I don't know where every country is at. I don't know if there are some countries that are still on a gold standard. I just know that post-World War II, the vast majority of countries, basically a lot of their gold reserves had kind of had gone over to the US because of the massive amount of trade deals from basically doing armament supply. And so, basically, rather than trying to buy back gold and have gold reserves, a lot of countries just started staking their money to the US dollar, figuring that we can trade our currency for the dollar, and then the dollar can always be traded for gold. And then it was in, I think, the 70s that the US took the US dollar off the gold standard. And I wonder what it's going to be like when there is no one left alive who was around when currency was on the gold standard. I'm curious, like, have we already had a fundamental shift in our understanding of currency? Because basically anyone under the age of 50, I guess probably even like 55, 60, right? Because as a 5-year-old, you know, you're probably not going to be paying that much attention to, like, economic theory. But I wonder how that will affect our concepts of money, and if we've already seen the impacts of that, if that's part of why we're so okay accepting basically purely money that's, you know, our paycheck is being deposited digitally into a bank account that we're not pulling the money out into because we're just using a credit card or, yeah, direct deposit, or not direct deposit, but like direct checking accounts doing recurring payments and such, that we're never even actually touching not even like a physical check. I don't know. That is something that I've thought about a couple of times, and now I'm thinking about again. I'm curious how that will shift society, or if it already has shifted society. Boop. Yeah, like I actually, it's funny, I've had call for physical checks like 2-3 times in the past couple of months, mostly because I was like trying to send a gift to someone who was having a rough time and I didn't want to bother them about some sort of e-transfer. And I ordered a physical checkbook. This is, I think, my first physical checkbook? But told me about art. I remember, like, about the new patterns for Kindle stuff, or something else. If it's not that, no, I don't recall. Fully in the digital future, yeah. That, yes, I do recall that. Basically, my plan, I'm trying to get a ounce, but I may set a shorter term goal, depending on how we're feeling, and then I will absolutely go take a peek at those and see if my brain is feeling better about looking at those again, and look at the D-side stuff. And then afterwards, I've made a note, so hopefully I will remember to type up some book recommendations, because you were talking about building out a Kindle library. Boop. Ah. Isn't it interesting that genes don't actually stack on each other sometimes? Like having black or brown hair is determined by a gene, but you can't have both. Imagine having both very advantageous, but your body won't let you have it. It's weird. Yeah, because, I mean, genetics is just kind of wonky, right? Like, because if I remember correctly, I believe, like, polydactyly is a dominant gene. I forget why it still doesn't show up that much. I don't recall. But, like, genetics is fascinating. Bugs are part of the kingdom Animalia, aren't they? So, probably. Like, yes, more specifically, I don't even know if there is a taxonomical definition of insect, but, like, they would be a invertebrate, right? Change topics. In a situation where every human had to fight one random animal that shows up, which animal do you think would be the most common and also would beat the human in a fight? Ah, I see. I mean, yeah, most common would probably be insects. But yeah, one-on-one, they're not going to do much. Although ants, or something of the sort, could probably do a pretty big number. Animal that would be most likely to consistently beat a human in a fight. Now that's a whole different matter. Plus, that would be fairly common and could beat a human in a fight. Yeah, one ant would not likely beat a human. Fish are also animals. The animals don't stand a chance. Yeah. It's very nice being able to press a button on Caliber and then go to my Kindle and connect your library to download the books. Yeah. A deer? True. Deer, actually, yeah. Deer are fairly strong, still relatively common. And, I mean, they can absolutely eviscerate you with their hooves. One ant can't, but one spider. True. The immortal snail. Winning the fight must mean that the animal has to kill or incapacitate the human. Yeah. Because the animals will just go, bye-bye. And I'll be perfectly honest, there's quite a few animals where I would go, bye-bye. Yeah, deer is a very good one, Impact. For ones that are still quite plentiful. I think a rabbit could beat a human, but it requires a fair bit of stupidity. But, I mean, like, humans have had their necks broken by rabbits by getting their face close to the hind legs of a rabbit that was scared and it kicking. Yeah, like, there's some really cool birds of prey, but I don't know if they could actually, like, fully kill or incapacitate a human. Like, I don't know, an eagle? Like, a bald eagle? I would probably have a hard time killing a bald eagle. And it could probably do a pretty big number on me, but I don't think those are anywhere near as common as deer. Deer might just be a really strong answer. I don't actually... Wild boar might also be, or like javelinas, I think are in like Southwest US is one of the... I've watched a documentary on them as like a pest down there. I don't know how widespread they are, but basically anything that's like a wild pig can absolutely mess you up and breed like pigs, right? So I don't know like relative to deer how many of them there are, but I would probably put those in the ring as a pretty strong contender. I think humans stand little chance against polar bears, elephants, or hippos. All very true. A haired eagle? I don't know, man. If they're as big as a bald eagle, no. But they might also just be silly enough that we could hurt their feelings by laughing at them. Ah. Yeah, trying to find, like... I don't know. I don't know about domesticated pigs. Domesticated pigs, I'm trying to think. I guess I've never really seen a domesticated pig fight, but definitely wild ones. Cattle can absolutely stampede and would probably be pretty hard for a human to kill with their bare hands. I guess that's also a question. It's like, the reason why humans tend to do pretty well is because we have tools. So, like, are we allowed tools? But yeah, a human would statistically stand a 50% chance against another human, so that's pretty high on the list. I mean, yeah, but also depends on the human. You won't beat a pig? I don't know. Like, I know pigs are omnivores and like are able to bite. If you toss like a dead body into a sty full of pigs, you're not going to have a dead body very long. But like, yeah, I don't know. I've never seen a domesticated pig fight. I will need to look at that. But cattle, yeah, that one I think you're probably correct on. No tools, just hands. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, cattle could easily beat us then. They will eat living meat. I've never seen them go after something as large as a human, I guess. I feel like a human fighting for their life could probably win a bare hands fight against many animals. Against quite a few, but even there's a lot of animals have just really thick skin. And like humans are not that, like, if we can pick up a rock, maybe, but there's X amount of force that we can apply, and a lot of animals it takes more. Oh yeah, it's just I don't remember. I am unaware of any cases where it was a living human who wasn't basically like severely wounded already. Can Johan die? Well, now that's an interesting question. Johan has not died, so best of my knowledge, who knows? Can ink spirits die? Tougher question. There are ink spirits that certainly I've lost contact with, but I don't know. It's hard because what we are in a lot of ways is an idea. So I think we can fade, but I don't know what you count as true death. Because I think if rediscovered, certain ink spirits could come back. I like trying to imagine if you could punch kick a lion, pig, cow, or whatever to death. Animals are friend. No, exactly. But yeah. I think the answer, fortunately, is it would be tough. So I think at the very least, there's a reason why we should keep animal as friend. Based on the current data, everyone here is immortal. Exactly. Sebastian reunion one. Just ask ancient humans, but even they use tools. Yeah, because look, humans have opposable thumbs, so we can make things that would let us do a lot of things we couldn't otherwise. Plus, we can communicate so that we can gang up to take down a mammoth. Gets dropped and the body destroyed? Trapped? I mean, again, the body is a fairly fluid thing, pardon the pun. It would still just, I believe the spirit would still just be locked in there. That would not be death. Yeah, exactly. The ink is just something getting puppeted. There are presumably ways that one could bind the actual, like, animating spirit of it. But yeah, I'm not aware of any way to, like, wholly destroy an ink spirit. But you can certainly make them fade. Like a really complex puppet, yes. 100% win chance. I mean, there's also X amount that we can do. There's X amount that we can do to exact violence. And yes, we will check Discord. I think, okay. Let's do one of our, like, X number. Oh, wait. No! Let's do one of our, like, X more tries things for getting the WoW. So let's say five more tries where we get, not like there. 5 more tries where we get out to that, like, end piece. And then we'll call it if we haven't gotten there. Oh, I think we've technically gotten to the spike block that we're trying to bounce off of, but we just haven't, we failed to do, yeah, we failed to actually do the bounce. But the ink docs is kind of its own variation on the official community lore. A lot of ideas, I do more of those, oh yeah, that would be awesome. Boop. Would love to see more. So, like, okay, I'll count that as 1. Because, like, that is past what we're normally failing on. So that was 1 earnest attempt. Have a lot of ideas, just haven't done anything. Mood. That's always the difficulty. Would Johann falling into the underground be? I mean, I don't know about falling into the underground, but I could absolutely picture Johann or another Ink Spirit appearing in the underground. Because there are people down there that write, there's still creativity and such. X number of good attempt strat, yes. At least that way you'll end on a satisfying attempt. That's exactly my thought of like, yeah, okay, we're kind of running on fumes, but we can still get at least like, yeah. Boop. True. The goal was trying to find a logical reason for every single Johann variant. I like the reason I came up with. Yeah. Boop. Ended up being pretty different than community lore. No, it's fun seeing alternate explanations and alternate ideas about the little things that we've come up with. If a spirit can control things, can one of them that got stuck underground control a skeleton? I suppose. Although, again, ink is the easiest thing. Ink and writing related materials are the easiest for at least ink spirits to control, so don't know if the skeletons are controlled by some other kind, or if it's just a very clumsy control. It's a go-go gadget alternate universe, yeah. Pencil ghosts? Could be. Okay. Well, still attempt number 2. Boof. Boop. Okay. The music feels quieter all of a sudden. Yawn controlling the dummy. Robert must add that to Bobatail now. Oh dear. I would be far less rude, I hope. In the universe that has the ink doc things, there's only ink spirits. That's why your pencils keep going missing. Yes, and the sock spirits, goodness. Mold smells? They're not really a writing related thing, so probably not. Sun quiets down on this last bit. But like, it feels like it's quieter than it has been the rest of the time that we've been doing this, which has been almost an hour. But maybe I'm crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. Boop. No. Boingy. I've been conditioned, Pug. If every time I say that, chat does it, it's hard to not. Probably gelatin, yes. But it's not a colored gelatin. Or at least does not appear to be. And is likely not... Okay, attempt number... No! No! I keep panicking there, going like, oh, I need to make sure I'm not screwing up. Ugh. Painful. But maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you're crazy. Maybe we're crazy. Probably. You do watch me. That I would love to see that on some sort of psychological eval. Watches Johann. Check. Uh-oh. Is it canonically pink? Tiny jump. Yeah, I'm just like I'm panicking and going like, "Oh, I can't miss this," but is there a different spirit for everything? I don't know if there is a ghost for everything. I know that the spirits I've seen have specific domains. Because it's, again, we're not ghosts, or at least I'm not aware of being a ghost. I don't think I was ever alive, per se. I do not have any such memories. But there are spirits that control different things. I don't know if everything has that, though, because there's certainly a lot of things. I don't know how many things are thought of enough to have something associated with them, I suppose. Your school reference went over my head? It did. I listen to apparently very specific music, which is funny to me because I have a fairly wide variety of interest in it, but goodness. It's pink on the tarot card? I'm sorry, the what? There's a tarot card. Once a ghost dies, it just becomes a smaller and less visible ghost that can control objects instead of living objects. Ah. You're so running out of battery? No! Oh, we've made 3 of our 5 attempts. Two more good ones. Or 1 more success. Eh? No. Ghost. Ghost, Power Rangers. Ghost death problem solved. Would Ink Spirits be friends with Nobstablook? I mean, depends on the personality of the Ink Spirit, but, like, I don't know, I vibe with Nobstablook. 1 more success, eh? Dies. Boop. Okay. Bam. Nope. I don't recall the ghost food. It's been a while. Oh. I'm losing it. I'm losing my grip. Yes. More 1 win, more 1 win, more 1 win. We keep trying. Come on. I will say, I really expected there to be wind in this room, and I'm kind of surprised that there hasn't been. Can't believe Johann doesn't remember very specific thing from Undertale. Crazy, right? Utterly insane of me. Because, God, that was last March, April, somewhere in there? So it's been almost a year since... God, has it been almost a year since Undertale? Oh, yes, surely wind won't appear right at the end. Who's going to tell him? You know what? I actually do remember Flames Heatsman. Or at least someone along those lines, because that's the little fire in the... little fire guy in the place that has the industrial music that gets, like, really upset if you don't remember his name. Oh, no. Write something below, special below, and give it some glitz in chat. Well, I sure just did. Indeed. See? It's got highlights. Heats Flamesman. Ah. But I remembered the general vibe. Fire Hot Sky? Hydration station. Something special below. Hell yeah. Flamey McGee. Okay. Something special. Heats Flamesman. I will say Flame Heatsman sounds better in my brain, but... Oh my god. Ugh. Was 5 too much? No, we've got this. We can do it. Okay. Boingy. Boingy. Man's heat flames. Blah. We go up. We go... Man heats flames sounds backwards. You know, sometimes the fire is cold and needs a little help. Many flames are in fact man-made, and therefore, presumably, the man has heated the flames. Just checked in exactly a year ago, March 3rd, 2024, I started fighting Sans. Oh my god. Wow. 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 Life has changed since then. Mouth. But wow, so exactly a year ago we started fighting Sans. That's insane. Yeah, no, that's incredible timing. Ugh. I can afford 883 more of these. Hell yeah. Conversation somehow made you think of they might be giant thong? Thinking machine. Okay. Sans anniversary. God, that was... I put way... I let myself get frustrated with that. Okay. I'm starting to get frustrated here. Well, they're children's music albums. Okay. Okay. I was trying to say the next word, which had a TH, I think, and then song, and it became, yeah. Okay. What? Maddie becomes Maddie. Exactly. Madhon. Okay. Maddie. Unfortunately, I think I may need to say, we will do 5 more runs, regardless of the quality, because I'm hitting that point. I would like to watch the D-sides and such, so okay. We'll do 5 more. 1. To the point, exactly. Happened a lot with doing D-sides. Yep. And 3, as just learning when to say. I'm not gonna count that one because I itched my nose. But yeah, just learning when to say, this is not going to be productive to do it more. Hit lots of points. Yep. Yeah, no, and that's, like, one of the things I think was really great with Jump King was, like, for last one, I loved just giving myself over the process because it wasn't so much it was a continuous thing, right? This one, and games where it's like you die, I don't know, it feels just a little different to me, but just learning when to go, it's like, you know what, we've tried it, it ain't happening anymore, and that's okay, I think is just kind of an important life skill. Whew, seems to be having a cool trick going on with the clouds. Huh. We will have to look at that more next time. Because we did 5, we got 3 good runs in, and then we just couldn't get it, and that's fine. Almost cut off a chocolate with your finger the other day while cooking. Oh goodness. I'm glad about the almost. Hasn't fully healed quite yet. Aw. Not comfortable. I don't know if I've ever actually sliced myself super badly. I've gotten some pretty bad burns from baking, but I like that can be aim better next time. I like that can actually genuinely be interpreted either as aim better so it isn't like, so it doesn't happen in the first place, or aim better so that it's not only almost. Time for a guy who got confused with Bug to go. See you guys. All right. Thanks for popping in, T-West. Completion of Room in Pain. Okay. We'll also take a quick look at the art. Don't get it. The Bible. That's very good. Amazing. Okay, so the art. Oh, it's it's just a cube. That's just a cube. Finger is definitely going to be permanently deformed. Yikes. Well, I'm glad that you didn't lose a chunk of it, but that's, wow. Sorry that happened. Like, the puzzles, or the puzzle. Fire. It's interesting. To my brain, it's flipping in my brain between, like, watching a series of, like, explosions or, like, grass. You said the file name would... Right, we can do open in... No. Huh. I'm not seeing how to get the file name. I'll look at that in a bit. Just imagine how she's saying labor. Oh, open link. There we go. Okay. My brain, I was not... Cinder! Okay, so yes, more fire. No, I saw open link and my brain was just like, I think I was looking for open image. This is interesting. This feels very, like, Diverging Paths astrology. I'm definitely curious what the name is there. Serendipity. Ah, okay. Hexagonal column. I'm guessing that's what the cube thought about. Or the ChatGPT thought about for the cube. That's like constellation? Nexus. Okay. An actual hexagonal prism. Cobweb. Nice. I like the spiral design. Because I often see them, I've never actually looked that closely at a spider web. I always see them drawn as sort of like distinct rings rather than an actual spiral, but I don't know. I don't know how they're built. That's how real cobwebs are? That makes sense. Hey, welcome in, Marcus. We're just wrapping up, we've wrapped up Celeste, we're just wrapping up. We're looking at some art that folks have sent, and then doing a quick peek at Pug suffering pain in one of the D-sides. But, yeah, I can see Genshin, like, Zenith. Okay, so reaching the sort of the top point. But yeah, like the Primo Gem. Yeah, just sort of chilling at the end, but welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Piano. Inspired by Silent Hills. That neat, but yeah, spiders build them in one spiral from the center. That makes sense. That seems like the most efficient thing, but yeah, that's just not how I see it drawn normally. Like black hole, abyss. Okay. The void. And it's fun when I see it going like hole going down this from top right to bottom left, but I can also see it in the other direction depending on how I'm focusing. And then like ocean at night. Mirage. Okay. I like a lot of these ones that are less like just pattern based, like the things that feel like they're conveying like very specific thoughts. I guess I like the stars a lot. Just got the God of Pokemon in the Pokemon TCG game. Nice. Exciting. It's funny, I think it was Ollie was in here earlier talking about playing that game as well. What is the Pokemon? Okay. So, this is for 7D. This is Pug playing 7D, so if you don't want to be spoiled for 7D, look away, run away! What? That feels allowed. I'm gonna turn it down a bit. What the ever... Oh no, so Oh, Arceus, nice. That is... So, literal God of Pokemon, but that is... Goodness. Rhythm and all of that. Spike... Oh my god. And so many neutrals? No. No, no, no. Why are there so many things? Oh, and there's spikes on those blocks, of course. and they're appearing where you were last time. Oh my god. Oh! Yeah, you know, I think I'm good. I don't think I will ever feel a powerful need or urge to play the D-sides. I think I'm perfectly content being impressed by people like Pug. Because there's not been a single, like, checkpoint or break in here. Oh my god. This is easier than Farewell. Oh no. The shadows? I mean, that's super cool looking, but no. Dear God. God, I mean, I'm impressed that you aren't dying on it, and that you're just not getting the stamina you need. So did a wounce to get a little extra height. Yo! And a dark heart. Died here too much, so I kept trying to save it. Oh, okay. Oh my god. Wow. And so that was the, how many, Jesus. Yeah, I'm curious about the pain, but like there were not a lot of places where that was checkpointed. That's, dear God. Pain, 30 seconds, oh dear. Oh, it's just this chunk? There are no checkpoints? Ugh. Oh no, so you got through there, and then... Oh no. Love having way too long rooms with no checkpoints. You... No! 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 Pug! Oh, Pug! No! Buddy! That's horrendous. My heart goes out to you. Oh, you beat it like 14 minutes after that. Oh, but still, no, that's painful. I've been playing Age of Empires 3 with friends. That's a game that a lot of us used to play, and we've been playing the definitive edition. And the other day, I think it was an opponent's internet, because I checked my internet speed afterwards and a number of things. I don't think it was my internet, but we were playing a game, and I think they were better than us, but it was just impossible to like queue up any sort of actions, and they like got an army outside the wall. I moved to meet it. My game froze, thinking for a while, and then when it came back, they had already basically broken in and killed a bunch of my villagers. I'm like, even if they were better than me and that battle would have happened, it's so much more infinitely frustrating that I couldn't do anything about it. I feel like there's that similar pain of it's not that, oh, I failed, it's that, ooh, it's doing it in a stylish way to hurt you. Died at heart scream twice. Oh no. Oh. It was pain when it happened, but now it's funny. Yes, no, in hindsight, you could go, you know what, sure, I got styled on. You just missed the heart completely, and the other was that video. Gotcha. Wow. Similar thing happened to you on the end is nigh screen? Yeah. Going like, oh, I accomplished the goal. Crap. Gotta hurt. Alright. So we're gonna wrap up. Looks like Shifujin is doing some Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and we've also got some Rain World with Linver. Let's go check out Linver. We've been, as much as I like Shifu, we've been doing his stuff a lot, and he, I think, is streaming more, so on average we'll probably be rating him more. So let's check out some Rain World. Sent some new art. Here, we'll look at that super quick. Bop, bop, bop. Very nice and minimalist. All right. It was very fun. Thank you all for hanging out. We made some good progress and had some fascinating conversations as always. Be good to yourselves, be kind to yourselves, and I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day. And hopefully we will see you on Wednesday at around the same time. I will say I do have another interview scheduled for Wednesday. I scheduled it a bit earlier, so hopefully I won't be like quite as in it. We will see. My intent is to do it. I may be a little wonky. We'll find out though. And hydrate. Thank you. It's been lovely. Hope y'all have a fantastic rest of your days. But for now, I must bid you adieu. Bye. Oh, the work was fun, but the wages low. Leave her, Johann, leave her. I guess it's time for us to go, and it's time for us to leave her.